How are you getting on? Episode 35 in the old Chef Fit podcast. So it is.
There you are now. Tis yourself.
Facing the facts there now.
We're going to face the facts there now, Chef.
We're going to be facing a bit of truth here today, boy. I tell you. So, before we dive into that, I had a funny thought there, right?
What?
Do you ever think back when you were in school and some of the teachers that you had? And I try and as I've sometimes I think back because my student was very funny, like, you know what I mean, got away with it for like there was some mad shit that happened in classes. Like I remember just thinking back at some of the teachers I had, and it's like trying to like compare that to when you're a kid and you're younger, you kind of just like, yeah, it's just an adult. And actually think about those people were mental. I had some mental, like off the wall teachers, like very strange individuals in general. Remember we had an Irish teacher, I won't say names, but it rhymed with Bloodwin. Okay. That's what it rhymes with. And
Mrs. Bloodwin or Mr. Bloodwin?
Mr. Bloodwin. And he used to come in and he was an Irish teacher. And he used to come in, he was like fucking 6'5", fucking weighed about 70 kilos, a big lanky shrink of piss. He had like old fucking brogues with like a fucking buckle on them, you know, these shoes. He had glasses with one lens in them, and he'd come in and talking like fucking Frankenstein's fucking.
One lens as in like one for reading and one for looking, or they were just broken?
No. One lens. I remember like, fucking walks into class, and every class you'd just be ripping the fucking piss and probably mean, but it's like, fuck me, man. You're walking into a group of 15-year-olds here, like fucking have your shit together. So anyway, this then developed as he walked in. I remember he came in one day and he had one lens in the glasses and he's looking at the class. And no one's saying anything, but everyone knows what the story is. Remember when the lads up the front, Carl stands up, "Sir, why do you have one lens in your glasses?" And the whole room just fucking, yeah! like fucking books up off the wall. Absolute madness. So he starts fucking going like, he's nearly frothing at the mouth in reaction to it. "How dare you fucking..." And he's like, "I'm going to tell the principal about this." So he's like, "Right, I'm bringing the principal up here." So he walks out and we're like, "Yeah!" We don't give a fuck, like, because he never did anything. And he walked out and we all went silent. And we're just waiting because we're on the third floor and the principal's office is on the first floor. So he has to go down the stairs at the end of the hallway to get down to the principal, bring him back up. So we're just kind of chatting there, talking shit. Like 2 minutes later, one of the lads, he always had these little bray lads down. "I bet you he's not even fucking going down there. I bet you he's outside." I was like, "Someone have a look." Looked out the classroom door in the hallway. And he's standing at the end of the hallway. He hasn't even
faking you out all this time.
The awkward when the lads peeks his head out. Your man Bloodwin catches his eye. He catches his eye, and then just comes back into the class. He's like, "He's still there." We're all cracking up, so we can hear him walking back down the hallway. Then, and we're just like dead silence. And he just walks back into the room as if nothing's happened, and then just puts his books on the table and then just starts teaching this Irish class. And like, what the fuck? Where are you even coming from?
Fucking joker.
What are you at, man? With one lens in the glasses and you're standing down the end of the hallway for 4 minutes, faking as if you're going to the teacher's office.
What was the best teacher nicknames that he's had? Because I went to Sing Street, right? So Sing Street is like the most characteristic fucking inner city Dublin school going. Like that film that was made out of Sing Street it may as well have been a documentary
about your fucking
time. Yeah, like it was set maybe 10 years before I was there, but
there's a Netflix film about the school that Peter went to, lads. Fact.
Highly recommend it. Called Sing Street.
It's all right.
So we had so there was one teacher, right, who had a wig, right? And whenever it rained, he was the one that had to go out to get the kids, to rally the kids up to get in. And one day he wore a cape, right? And he was fucking Batman for the rest of the school, like the whole 3 or 4 more years that I was there, his nickname was Batman, right? We had a Spanish teacher called Mr. Brady, and he was a Vietnam War enthusiast. If we got him, he was a wanker of a teacher, but if you got him for a free class, he'd come in, he'd bring in the magazines about Vietnam War, and he'd just learn about the war kind of thing. Yeah. But he was very easily triggered by loud noises, right? And he had like a scar on his neck here, and we all said, he was in Vietnam, he got shot in the neck. His nickname was Bullet Neck Brady, right? And when he got in trouble with him, he'd always go, bang. If he catch, people are messing and, behind his back, he'd turn around and he'd catch you, bang, you're gone, out. So if you let a book fall or made a loud noise, he'd turn around and go, bang, and you're out, right? This is the Vietnam vet, Bullet Neck Brady. So we play a game where somebody would have to make a noise, like bang a book or throw something or slap somebody, and then just everybody just turn around and then he'd whip it and go, bang, bang. Fucking... And there was a German teacher who was the person that was in charge of kids getting into the schoolyard on time. So if someone is late, he'd be outside, he'd be going, schnell, schnell, quick, schnell, schnell, try to rally the teachers in. Right? His name was O'Huck de Gon. So he was obviously O'Hitler Agon, or O'Hitler Gon.
Yeah.
Then there was Brother Feeney. Oh, we're going to take a dark turn now. Christian Brothers School, by the way. His name was Brother Feeney. His nickname was Brother Feely because he was the uniform inspector.
We had one of those as well. Brother Ray.
He got done for tucking kids' fucking short in and then just giving the diddle a little fiddle with his index finger.
Pedophile, certified pedo.
Certified, convicted.
No fucking way.
Yeah, he used to. He'd come into the classroom and he'd go, you. So if you didn't have like your tie on, or you had, runners on instead of shoes, or the wrong jumper, or your shirt, or whatever, he'd call you out and he'd go outside and he'd give it out to you. And then what he did was he'd fix your fucking uniform for you. And then he was doing things. He was tucking in people's shirt and going in for a little feel.
Just a bit too like he just did.
No, deliberately going in and fucking fiddle your diddle. Right? But guess what his subject was? He taught religion and sex education.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course.
Right? Man of the cloth for sex education. And he was the one good thing that came out of him being an absolute predator. He said, silver lining and all that, right? He came in, he goes, does anybody know, he was doing like a geography or whatever it was at the time, he goes, do you know the difference between stalagmites and stalactites? And if you say that to people, they have to think about it, and they go, was it
down? Is it the one going up? Is it the connected one?
Yeah. So he said, if you remember, his way of teaching you the difference in two things was remember one thing about one of them, and then forget about the other one because you'll know it automatically. But he said, stalactites. Just remember tights. What you want to do with tights, boys? You want the tights to come down. This is a priest. Welcome to Sing Street, boys.
Sick. Fuck me. I'm very lucky. We had a brother or two, but fucking never.
We had only brothers. I remember there was only like 2 or 3 teachers.
Man, you were in school when that was still like a lot of that shit about the Catholic Church hadn't really come out at that point, had it?
No, I'm 36, but there was a lot of, but when it came out big time, that whole 1 in 4 thing and all that was just after I finished school. Yeah,
mad, man, fucking mad. Yeah, it's mental. Schools are fucking weird places. We used to have Miss Byrne. She was in her I gave her name away there, but I think she might have passed away.
Never mind.
Rest in peace. But she's actually a nice woman. She's actually a really nice woman, but she was way too old to be teaching in a school. Like she was, when I was in like fucking, let's say I was like 2nd year, 3rd year, that was like fucking, 13, 14. She was at least in her late 70s. And by the time I was leaving school, like 5 years later, she was still there. So she was like 85. And I remember it's like full blown dementia. teaching class. Like no idea what was going on. I remember
like secondary school or primary school?
Secondary school, and I remember like full like fucking teaching like leaving cert maths. I remember the lads are like, one of the lads up the front of the class, lads, I'm gonna say there's a rat in the room, and she'd be teaching the front. She couldn't hear him, and he was fucking 2 meters away from her. And he, we're gonna, lads, everyone in 3, 2, 1, jump up on your chairs. Jump up on your chairs. There's like 3, 2, 1, and everyone just starts fucking screaming, jumped up on the chairs, and we're standing on the tables. We're like, there's a rat in the room, there's a rat in the room. And she's going, ah! Screaming, runs out of the fucking room, comes back in, and it's like one of the lads like, Miss, I swear there was a rat in the room.
Do you ever have, I don't know if this was just my school, do you ever have silence stiffness? Do you ever have that game?
Silence stiffness?
Yes. So when you're in a classroom and there's no teacher, at any times, any one of the students can shout silence stiffness 1, 2, 3, and everybody has to just freeze, and everybody freezes and nobody moves, and they're looking around, and the first person to move gets battered.
Battered. Yeah, I did.
Everybody runs over, throw a load of digs in, and then runs back before the teacher gets in.
You used to do bad shit before people walk before class. Fucking full blown WWF for a fucking some lad elbow dropped me off the top of the table. Just mad, like it's Anyway, moving on to the episode, lads. Fuck.
One more. Pressure penalties, right? So in Sing Street, you weren't allowed to use footballs. You had to use tennis balls to play football, right? That's why Sing Street was such a prolific school for football. You learned how to play with a tennis ball. At any time during lunch, somebody could put a tennis ball down on the penalty spot in front of the sheds and shout, pressure penalties. And everybody, 600, 700, 800 students would just gather around in a little half circle around this. And then the person that put the ball down is in goal. And anybody can step up and take a penalty.
Yeah.
If you score it, you're a legend. If you miss it, you get battered.
Yeah.
So sometimes you'll take the penalty, and as you're taking it, with your follow through, you're running into the crowds going, right, if this goes bad, come out swinging.
Totally. It's the fucking law of the jungle. Mental places. Absolutely hilarious fucking stories. I could literally go all day with the shit.
You would. We better not, though.
No, better not. Or else we'll get into pedo territory. Actually, we got the pedo story out of the way.
We got that out of the way, yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Anyway, you're not facing the truth. Not Peter.
Chef.
Listening to the podcast. Yeah. You're not facing the facts. That's what this episode is about. It's not just about school pedophiles. It's not about that right now. We're moving into the real shit. And the real shit is you're not facing the truth. It's difficult to go from pedos to hard facts, but we're going to do it. So, with a lot of chefs, I had this, just to give you some fucking context here, right? So, obviously, you'll probably, if you're a chef and you're listening to this, there's a very good chance you've seen Chef Fit videos pop up all over your fucking Facebook feed, all right? That's me putting out fucking content through Facebook ads, and I'm putting shit out. So, it's funny because I'll get comments back on this stuff. And some of them are comical, some of them are positive, some of them are insanely negative. They get deleted. Some of them just make you go, And I had one this morning that made me go, It's like this comment. The video was, you're living a life of quiet desperation, which basically means you're living a miserable life, but you're kind of just doing it and you're not really questioning it. That's what a lot of chefs are doing, I feel. You're no balance, you have a miserable fucking life, and you're not living a life that is fulfilled. And that's true for a lot of you. It's true for a lot of you. I had this comment this morning, and it was like, I'm a full-time chef, I'm fit, I have a family, I have goals, I am happy, I am this, I am that. Why do you keep calling me out? And I was like, you literally just described yourself and your life as perfect. He just did that in a comment. And I just looked at it and I just went, fucking this lad's out of his fucking gourd. What's he talking about? It's like, I like to think I've somewhat got my shit together in my life, and I don't tick a lot of those boxes. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're not fucking perfect. And a lot of chefs, I feel, don't face the facts in their life. Like, if I really put it down, and I'll ask any chef that starts off in Chef Fit Elite, the first thing I ask you to do in your intro week, which is you need to go through a week initiation where we basically show you everything within Chef Fit. On the first video, it's about the facts. You know what I mean? The facts, like literally doing the breakdown, the audit of your life and your body and your mind. And a lot of you have not done this. Like a lot of chefs that I speak to and in Chef-It who've gotten great results, who've made mad transformations, when I talk to them now, they're like, yeah, I was definitely depressed. I was definitely anxious, and I just didn't even know. Not that I didn't even know. I didn't ever question it. I thought that was just, yeah, that's just kind of what you do. You just live miserably all the time. And that's a really fucking common thing. They made the transformation, as in they joined Chef-It. They had all these changes. They lost a load of weight. They got their energy back. They got structure in their life again. They're connected with positive chefs around them who motivate them and hold them accountable. You know, they got me to coach them. Their life is very different now to what it was before Chef-It. And because they're so much happier and healthier now, they look back and they're like, what the fuck was I doing over there? Jesus Christ. If that's not depression, I don't know what the fuck is. You know, because it was for a lot of them. It was a very, very horrible existence that they weren't happy in, but maybe they just weren't thinking about it in that way. Now, this comes down to understanding the facts, and what they didn't realize before is the facts of their situations. When I ask a chef to come into Chef-It and I go, right, here's your worksheet, right, answer these questions for me. And the questions will look like this. It's like, where are you at physically? Like, where are you at physically? And that's a general question. Where are you at physically, you know, in your body? What weight are you? What size clothes are you wearing? How do you feel about your body when you wake up and you look at yourself in the mirror? How do you feel when you're having sex with someone? That's not a specific question, but it's like, are you confident to have sex with the lights off? You know, these are the kind of questions I ask. And it's like, that gives you a full indication of the facts around your body, where you're at physically. And for a lot of you, it's like, you know, I'll get this shit. Like, you know, I had a chef tell me that weight wasn't their main concern when I spoke to them on the phone. Weight wasn't their main concern. And then later on the phone, I just assumed when they said that to me, as we continued to talk, and we got on to the goals part of it later on. And I'd asked them, I was like, well, how much weight do you think you need to lose, you know, to be happy physically? Probably about 150 kilos now. And I was like, dropped the phone. I was like, 150 kilos? What the fuck are we talking about? You know? And that's like, you're 150 kilos. You are heavily obese if you're 150 kilos. So let's not beat around the fucking bush here. You've got a serious fucking problem if you're that heavy. And you're not facing the facts about that. It wasn't a concern. It was like, yeah, it'd be nice to lose a bit of weight. It's like, no, you're going to fucking die of a heart attack in less than 5 to 10 years if you don't lose some fucking weight. Do you understand that? You know? And I was a bit like, oh, really? Yeah? Yeah. Okay. It's like, yeah. What's the goal? 125 kilos. No. The goal is 85 kilos. You're going to lose 60 to 70 kilos here. That's what your goal should be in a year. That's what you need to be able to do. I was like, okay. And that came down to like facing the facts. Like, you actually don't understand. You're not looking at yourself physically and going, this is really where I'm at. This isn't fucking good. What effect is the body having on your life? It's like, do you feel comfortable wearing clothes, or do you wear hoodies everywhere? Face that fact, face that fucking thing and go, maybe I'm really struggling with my confidence here. Maybe I need to do something. And then the other thing is mentally. Where are you at mentally? Like, what I would ask a lot of chefs is, when's the last time you felt peace? Deep fucking question to ask. When's the last time you felt at peace? That's a fucking tough one.
Like, you're alone in a dark room with yourself. Are you cool?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, the answer is always no. And then from there, and they even asking that question, that gets them thinking. And it's like, where do you think you're at mentally right now? It's like, yeah, I'm probably in a very dark place, you know, and I'm not in a good spot. And the reason that I ask these questions is it's not to make you feel worse. It's to give you clarity on where you're at. It's to give you clarity on where you're at and what needs to happen now going forward. If you don't fucking understand that you've got a fucking problem with your body and you need to fucking fix it, you're not going to fix it. If you don't understand that you're in a dark space mentally, you're never going to want to push yourself into a positive space mentally, or you're not going to do the work required. And it's like all of these things within, whether that's in your career. I talk to a lot of guys in their career, and it's like, you know, fucking been stuck in this fucking shit job for like 10 years, hate it, absolutely hate it, but I'm like loyal to the person there. And it's like, as soon as you start getting down to the facts, and it's like, cool, this person, you're loyal to this person. Why are you loyal to this person? Because they fucking, you know, it's just some bollocks. They bought me a fucking pint after service a year ago, some shit like that. When the truth is, they actually are shafting you, they're overworking you, and they're fucking underpaying you. And you'd have to fucking cut off one of your fucking little fingers to get a fucking couple of days holidays. You know what I mean? With pay, good luck with that. That's the facts. And that's where you're at within your career. You're not facing the facts of that fucking situation. So you've got to look at yourself in the mirror and go, where am I really at? Where am I truly at? You know, where am I at with my body? Where am I at with my mind? Where am I at within my personal life? Where am I at within my relationships? Where am I at within my career? Because if we don't fucking get clear on what those facts are, it's game over. It's game over. And I'll always ask this question to the chefs. When I have you, so like Peter, we do hot seats in the group, yeah? And it's like, a hot seat is a one-to-one coaching call, very similar to what within our group, it'll look like what you're seeing here. It'll be 2 screens. It'll be me and the person on the hot seat. And I'll have my fucking iPad out, and I will literally go, cool, what's the problem? And the problem is, just not fucking, you know, just feel like nothing's fucking working, just feel shit and not motivated, no energy and whatever else. And it's like, cool, what's the pain involved there? What are you telling yourself as a story? It's like, well, it just seems so hard. I just want to give up. And it's like, let's get clear on a couple of facts here. How many sessions have you done? What was your weigh-in? Oh, I didn't do my weigh-in. Cool. Well, you haven't fucking weighed in there. And so we haven't made any adjustments to your nutrition because you haven't fucking weighed in. How many sessions did you do? Did like, you know, 2. Let's say the problem is I'm not getting any results. Cool. Okay, cool. What do you think about not getting results? Oh, well, it makes me want to give up because it seems like a waste of time. How many sessions did you get done? 3 gym and 1 cardio. Cool. You're supposed to get 3 gym and 4 cardio. So the reason that you're not getting results is because you're not doing the fucking work required. But you wouldn't look at that as the facts. You show up to the gym a couple of times and you think that you're fucking winning. But the reality is, it's like you weren't doing 100% of the plan, so therefore you're not getting 100% of the results. Again, you need to get clear on the facts because they give you clarity. They give you data to fucking work with. It's the same thing with anything. Nutrition's the same thing. It's like, that's why you should learn. I don't recommend that a lot of my chefs track calories, but I think you should have an understanding of what calories are, you know, and that food contains them. Because for a lot of you, it's like we see this in the group all the time, Peter. You know, I'm not fucking seeing any result. I'm not fucking losing any weight. And, you know, my food's on point. That's the classic. My food's on point. And
yeah, that's Monday. That's what Monday is like that's when you can see the people who are winning and the people who are struggling and the people who have stopped.
Yeah.
Monday morning, pictures and weigh-in day. Yeah. That's the fucking, and it's on a Monday, lads. So if it was on a Friday, it'd be grand. It'd be easy. Totally. Keep you check for the weekend. You know, at the very start, when it came to me facing my own truth, we had a whopper conversation the first time we met. Now this is over a year ago now. I thought what I needed to do was I needed to lose some weight. I needed to get a plan on the go and, you know, just kind of sort out the diet. It'll, you know, I'm in a good place. This is going to be easy for me. That's what I thought. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, I'll be able to do this. Or should I cycle all the time? What I thought was I'm fit now. This is all I need to do. I just need a little bit of structure. And you're like, right, so you think you just need to lose weight? Like, no, well, you do need to lose weight. You do need to face the facts of how your life is at the moment overall. This came in the first couple of months. It wasn't. Remember how with me even still struggling with sleep and how that affects overall everything. You were like, hold on, you really need to concentrate on sorting out your fucking sleep patterns, chef. And I was like, yeah. Obviously, I had the excuse. I'm too busy. I'm up at 6 o'clock. Blah 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 blah. Turns out, the more chefs you get in, the more I find out that I don't even have it as hard as other chefs do, because I get out of bed and I work 10 minutes down the road. Other people are getting up to work the same hours as me, and they live miles away. They're getting buses and trains and cars and all that. You need to fix your sleep. I needed to calm myself down. Anxiety, diet, the structure, the habits had to change. And I was like, once I did accept all that and then started to concentrate on it, so I said, oh, I don't have to worry about that. What I need to do, I just need to lose a bit of weight. You know what I mean?
That's such
and there was loads of eureka moments, but then more than eureka moments, there was like, right, this is something that you need to do now. And then I wasn't able to just flick a switch and change that. You know what I mean? Once I accepted what I needed to change, then I was able to move forward with it.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
I think that's a really good point, though, in that conversation that we had, that initially you kind of came into Sheffield with this problem of, well, I just need to lose a bit of weight. Like, you know what I mean? It'd be grand if I lose a bit of weight. And I think
what do I need to lose a bit of weight? I just need a bit of exercise and a diet. Because what we found at the summit, the big thing was, no, you need to fix why you put on the weight in the first place. That was that's the real truth.
Yeah, totally. And I would say, and that question then in the facts is like, you know, what's your eating pattern like? What's your food? What are your food patterns like? Because most people don't question their patterns. Like, if you think about, you know, I just need to lose a bit of weight. No, you need to fucking fix the thing that caused you to gain the patterns that caused you to gain weight in the first place. And what's your pattern? Well, you don't eat fuck all during the day because you're
Before I wouldn't eat before 2:00 basically until break time at work. Now I have nearly all of my eating done before 2:00.
Yeah, totally. And for a lot of chefs, it's the opposite, you know, and it's that gorge late at night, 2 pizzas and a fucking load of ice cream or load of shit late at night. And it's like, you think that the weight is the problem. No, you'll lose the weight and you'll do the exact same shit once you fucking give up the diet. It's like, you need to fix the patterns, and they only get clear on that through the facts. So write down what your food pattern is. Write down what you eat on a daily basis, what time you're eating things. What are you eating in those meals? Are you eating meals, or are you just ordering takeaways? You know, where are your calories coming from? And it's like that in your own mind clarifies. It's like, oh, fuck, yeah, shit, I'm doing this fucking thing. I have never even questioned that I'm doing this thing, you know? And it's like, what are your addictions? What are your bad habits? And it's like, well, I smoke cigarettes. How many smoke a day? 20. I fucking drink like 10 coffees a day. I drink, you know what I mean? I smoke weed every night, and I probably have 1 or 2 cans of beer after service.
I sleep 4 or 5 hours every night.
And sleep.
I have done for 20 years.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? And
but I'm not tired in the morning, so it's not that.
But it like,
you know what I mean? That this is how I was almost lying to myself.
Yeah, totally.
Do you know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah.
There was a lot of that going on.
But it's,
when I took a word for it and then started to react to the training that I was getting, then I was much more open to facing the other facts of my life.
Totally. Yeah. 100%, man. 110%. And like, in writing stuff down, you're giving yourself data to work from. Like, this is a principle that I learned from running my own business, you know what I mean? And having to like track numbers and track shit and go, okay, right, well, that happened this week. What the fuck do I need to do next week? If I didn't track any of that data and I didn't get clear on the facts, everything's just a quagmire. I just don't know what to do. I don't know where I'm at. If you can start doing the same thing within your life and your lifestyle and your body and your mind, all of those things, and it's like literally write down the weight, write down how you feel about your body, write down the size of clothes that you're wearing, write down your food patterns, write down what you're eating, when you're eating it, write down when you go to sleep, write down how many hours of sleep that you get, you know, write down all your addictions and your habits, write down all the destructive behaviors. And if you start painting this picture, holy fuck, you just got this thing in front of you where you can kind of go, hold on, what? Shit, that's my life. But that moment will be a moment of clarity where you'll be able to go, hey, shit, maybe if I've got like 6 bad habits, maybe if I try and start cutting down on 2 of them, hey, I eat this shit consistently at this time, maybe I need to have a fucking salad in the middle of the day, and maybe I need to have some fruit here, and maybe I'll try and eat, you know, before I go home, so I'm not gorging late at night and staying up later than I should be. Once you have this data, now you can start making adjustments. That's what I need to do as a coach when I coach the chefs. It's like, let's get clear on facts, because facts give us a fucking indication of where to go. But if we're just stuck in our feelings, facts, not feelings, if we're stuck in our feelings all the time, you're never clear. Your feelings lie. Your feelings are a lie. And you've listened to your feelings up to this point. You know, I'm not that out of shape. It's like, I'd say you are, to be honest, you know, and I get that from a lot of chefs. you know, and it's like they give off this impression that they're actually not in that bad a state physically, you know, and then I see their weigh-ins and I see the photos, and it's like, it's not a fucking a personal thing, but it's like, you need to get clear that this needs to be fixed. You know what I mean? You're clearly struggling here physically. And I'm not being mean about that. That's just the truth. You know, stop lying to yourself. It's facts, not feelings. I said the same thing to you, and I've had these moments myself within my own fucking life and what I'm doing.
You called me out with facts, not feelings.
Yeah, and it's a very good point, you know, and it's true. It's like, even if the weigh-in isn't fucking the best, even if it's not an improvement, you still got to put it down, because it's a fact that you can work from, and it's data that you can work from. But if your weigh-ins have slowly just started fucking, like, most people get stuck in the feelings where they get so attracted to the scales, and it's like, fuck's sake, and they just throw the toys out of the pram, as we spoke about before. Throw the toys out of the fucking pram and you give up. Or you just never do a weigh-in, and then you come back fucking a couple of months later and you put on 10 kilos. It's like, no. As we talked about in the last episode, owning your failures. If it's not the result that you want, you need to own that and go, what do I need to do next time to get the result that I want? You know, hey, if that says fucking 80 and I wanted 79.5, what do I need to do to get to 79.5? As opposed to, it's 80, oh no, you know, to hit the fucking red alert eject button. No, don't do that. Focus on the facts and use the facts to guide you in your life. Use the facts to guide you in your life, you know? Like, write down.
Facts can be a tool.
Yeah, same thing in your career. Same thing in your career. Who are you working for? How long have you been working for them? Are you fucking happy working for them? And it's like, even in illustrating these things, you get clarity on what needs to happen going forward. You've been working for a cunt for 10 years. You don't get paid a lot of money, and you've been there, you know, and it's like, am I really happy here? No, you're not fucking happy there. So it's like, what do you need to do? Well, I probably need to fucking go and find something else. Yeah, you do, you know. Just take a bit of proactivity to take action on this shit. That's another massive part of this. It's like, face the truth, face the fucking facts. But when you've got facts put in front of you, you need to be proactive enough to go and action those things. Like, as I'm saying to you, Peter, about like food habits and shit. And it's like, you need to be, you know, if you've got fucking really bad patterns of food, it's good to put it on paper, but it's another thing to fucking go ahead and go, okay, right, I'm going to change this. And tomorrow I'm going to eat this, this, and this, and I'm not going to have the shit, you know? So you need to be disciplined enough and proactive enough to fix the situation once you've gotten clear. But your first step to change is to get clear, paint a picture of where you are fucking at right now, where you're at right now. You know, and
take ownership of it as well.
Totally, man. Totally. You know, that's a really, really big part of the equation. Yeah. So that's it. You know, in facts, write it all down and get it clear, get it in front of you, and go from there. Anything to add before we leave it there, Pedro?
This resonated with me big time, and I think that there's a lot of people out there that the concept of facing these facts, that would never have occurred to me before. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, if you're saying the equation would be facts minus blame, get you towards, you know, ownership, results.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The feeling from it. Remove.
Yeah, big time. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And use it. So again, spoke about it all the time. Perception. You can view those facts as data to work with. If you can view failures as an opportunity to grow, as an opportunity to improve, fuck me, a lot of things fucking change. There's a video that everyone should watch, and I'd nearly be contemplated to bring it up now, but I mightn't. There's a video on YouTube called Good, and it's a video done by Jocko Willink, the guy who wrote the book Extreme Ownership. He's probably one of the most badass humans on the planet. Jocko Willink. Go and watch it. Good. And it's like, every situation, you'll hear him speak about it, and it's this whole, not only is he able to deal with adversity and failure, he welcomes it, because it's an opportunity to flip it on its fucking head and go the other way and succeed, you know? And it's like, his whole thing was like, got fired at your job, good, opportunity to fucking get a better job. You know what I mean? It's like, failed to get your result, good. It's an opportunity to learn what you need to do next time to fix it. And it's like, it's this attitude of, not only am I dealing with adversity and failure, I'm welcoming that shit, because that's what makes me better. And if I can perceive my situations in a way where it's like, I'm going to take this fucking thing and I'm going to learn from it, as opposed to
you using the facts as tools to fix what's right in front of you.
110%. 110%. These principles of life, like people probably listen to this podcast go, where the fuck do you get this shit? You know, and it's like principle. There are laws. Like I speak about this and it's like, it's a law. A principle is a law. And when you break the law, you get reprimanded. When you follow the law, your life kind of works, you know? Obviously, some rules can be broken, but if you break the law, you're going to go to jail. If you follow the law, you live in peace. And if you think about the way we operate within our lives, it's like the difference between really successful, not even success, like define success whatever way you want. It's not money. Like success is like someone who's achieved something in their life that they're really fucking happy with. For a lot of people, that could be a really stable family. For a lot of people, that could be fucking being a millionaire. It could be building a movement. It could be building a business. It could be getting a fucking special job. It could be crafting something. It could be whatever the fuck that is for you. To achieve those kinds of things requires you to live by principle, and it requires you to be able to control what's in here, you know, requires you to see things in a different light. And what most people do is they don't live by principle. They live randomly, you know, they don't have integrity. And the only way to change your life is through by living by principle and integrity. So that's why I don't really talk about specific, like training and nutrition is fantastic, but the whole thing that brings this fucking thing to light and brings this thing and lights it on fire is your ability to fucking live and die by principle. You know, that's why it's such a vital part of Chef Fit. It's the lifeblood of Chef Fit. Chef Fit wouldn't work if we had no culture, if we didn't have a code, you know, if we didn't have a code. And that's how I recommend every chef should live their fucking life. If we don't have a code, take ownership of everything that's going on. Discipline equals freedom. Once you take ownership, requires discipline to push it all together. And then you basically magnify your discipline by being involved in the tribe. That's the code. That's how we live. And when you break the code and you don't live by the code, your life does not go the way you want it to go. How many chefs have you seen, Peter, that have not taken ownership and then they fall on fucking hard times and then they're probably blaming some other shit, you know, work got busy. They work got busy, so they didn't adapt to the situation. They let it fucking swarm them, and then they're fucked. And then they stop and they give up. Why? Because they stopped living by the principle. They broke the law. Broke the law. The second you start breaking the law is like blaming other people and looking outside yourself. I've had these moments where I was like doubting what I was doing. I doubted my mentor who's helped me, and it's like, he doesn't give a shit. He's giving a fuck, you know, and I'm looking to blame other people. It's my fucking family. It's this, it's that. When you are in that mindset, you are breaking the principle of ownership. You're breaking the law, and your life is going to get worse and worse and worse. And the moment that I realized that, it's like, oh shit, it's me. It's me. I can do something here. It's me. I was the problem the whole time. Now I just have to change how I'm thinking, and then therefore change how I'm acting, and I'll fix this shit. You know, that's all it requires. That's all it fucking requires. So again, recap, face the facts of your fucking life. Get it all down on paper. If you've never done it before, it's a really, really good thing to do. Weigh-ins. How do you feel physically? Go through your body, like literally go through it. Is it fucking where you need it to be? How do you feel about it? Mentally, what's your patterns like nutrition-wise? Do you do any exercise? When are you eating? What are you eating? What are your bad habits? What are your bad patterns that you're in? You know, and get this shit down. Relationship, career, fucking social life. Do you have a social life? Yes or no? Do you have a fucking successful career? Yes or no? Do you have a fucking do you have a positive family environment or a relationship? Yes or no? And it's like getting this shit down gives you the data to work with, and then you can move forward with your life. See these things as opportunities to grow, not bad things. Don't throw the toys out of the pram.
Blame is a motherfucker. It's like a weed.
Yeah, totally.
Once it gets into your head, it can fucking spread, and it can ruin you. It really,
cancer
really can.
Mind. I've described victim mentality as a cancer of the mind.
Yeah.
See,
yeah. That can spread, and that can fuck you up big time.
This is not even with chefs. This is
because it's kind of giving you an excuse then inside your own head.
Look at the world right now, man. Look at the fucking cultural war and the shit that goes on in America. You know what I mean? With like fucking left versus right, and getting a fucking safe space and the outrage culture where everyone's fucking offended by shit and you can't say anything anymore, you know, and fucking
blame game level 99.
But that all stems from being a victim. People are looking to play the victim. The people that are, you know, really, really, and it's not about, I'm not a left-wing or right-wing person, but like what I see in America is a lot of really fucking over-the-top left-wing people that love playing the victim. I can't believe he said this, you know, and I can't believe they did that and did this. 15, 20 years ago, those same actions wouldn't have been fucking questioned, but now it's like you're fucking raping babies, and it's like, nah, it's like, that's victim mentality. It's like, you know, we have real fucking problems. I think the world is getting softer, so we're looking for something to be upset about, or we're looking to be somewhat outraged about, you know. World War II was fucking happening. You didn't hear any of that shit. You know what I mean? You didn't hear any of that because you were fucking literally fighting for the survival of your fucking country and your race, you know, or whoever, you know. And it's like, we're now in a world where people love to play the victim, and it's as a result of there's no immediate danger, so we need to create the danger, and we're pointing the finger at other people and going, they're the danger, they're the problem, they're this and they're that. It's not. What could you do to improve? What could you do to fix your fucking life? What could you do to sort the situation out? Stop worrying about what other people are doing. If everyone as individuals started coming together and actually realizing that if they were to put something out better themselves, if they were to better themselves and take ownership of their life, the entire world would change. Instead, we're fucking pointing fingers and we're causing conflict for nothing. For nothing, you know?
Step one, face facts.
That's it. Thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, 5-star review on iTunes, subscribe on Podbean, share it on your social media, fucking send it to a chef who needs to hear this shit. And yeah, don't let pedo priests or brothers tuck in your shirt for you, because you might get fish hooked.
Fish hooked. Yeah, fish hook. God.
What was his name?
Feely.
Brother Feely. Brother! I didn't even notice his name was Feely.
It's perfect.
Brother fucking Feely.
It's hardly his fault. Goddamn sexy children.
It was a self-fulfilling prophecy, really.
Yeah.
You had to be a bit of a toucher if your name's Feely. Right. Anyway.
Right, peace out, lads.
Stay safe, Peter. Catch you later. Nice one.
Look.
Peace.